And there you have them. They're not perfect, but they're not as bad as they were. They're already have the paint removed, the paint stripper. I cleaned them after with some petrol, carburetor cleaner. I missed one of the hidden bolts from this car. I had a spring, but the bolt was missing. So yeah, next step, try to fit them on the bike, and I'm going to start a sketch of the brackets that I need to fit for the front fixing of the engine, as the top ones are quite easy to be made. I made a small sketch front and side view for the brackets, and this is where I need to fit it on the bike. Small explanation about what needs to be done here. I need to create the bracket, the holes here, and it comes to these fixing points of the frame. The thing is that I need to trim this bottom end so the engine can lift more, and I have access to the cam chain adjuster that's just behind there. I don't know if you can see it, otherwise it's going to be a nightmare to do. Also, now I have the front fixing points in here. Before, on the other engine, they were at the back. You can see the marks from the brackets, so it was hanging here. Now I have that front. We'll have to do two brackets here too. And at the rear, I can only use the top mount. The bottom mount, as you can see, is separated about an inch center to center, and when I tilt the engine up, gaining space at the front, this gap will be even bigger. So then I will need to fabricate one bracket from here, both sides. While digging in my amount of mass, I just discovered these aluminium plates that I usually use on site, and this will be perfect to do the brackets for the front of the engine. I believe just going to make a sketch, bring them home as a half power here, cut them, mark the holes, and fingers crossed it will work. Well, this is not the best image, but you can see more or less what's going on here. Now I just need to drill this fixing here, and then this one in here at the top of the frame. Alright, first mock-up at the front. Okay, bolts in. I already trimmed the frame here at the bottom, so I could lift the engine a little bit up, and I have access to the, where is it? There you go, to the camshaft adjuster. Then, what the hell is so pixelized? Here, this is the original fixing, this is the engine fixing. So I can use the top mount. In here, I'm going to try to do two plates, one each side. I don't have enough alloy because I wanted to do it as triangle one, you know, or a U-shaped one, but on the other side is more hard to do because the engine works in a different way here, and I don't have enough alloy. It's quite thick. As long as I got it properly bolted here at the front, the brackets are still missing here at the top, and plus these fixings, these brackets with this thickness here at the back, I think I'll be able to run this engine on this bike. This is the sort of bracket that I fabricate just to hold and center the engine at the top. There's some steel that I use in construction. It's thin, but it's very, very strong. We use them to create some sort of brackets in construction, so it's strong enough to center the engine at the top. Here's the proof, because it's not only an engine swap like I did on my Superlight. Apart from the fixings here, the exhaust heads are different. They are wider, so I can't use the original ones. Also here at the back, as you can see, the exhaust will come more to the front. I kind of like it. The end of the exhaust here, instead of being on top of the the rear shock as it was, but I will also need to create a bracket to go from here to hold it in position. The engine is wider, so I will have to put a tube extension in here so I can fix them together. I have the top mounts in place, bottom engine mounts in place. Another thing is I'm going to look for rear sets for it. I will have to change the gear shifter and the position of the brake pedal too. So it's going to take a little bit longer to make the final mock-up and then strip it all down and powder coat the frame. But it is what it is when we swap engines on the bike, sometimes things are straightforward, other times it's like this. A lot of work around, and it's a little bit of a shame. One day you want to sell your bike and no one realizes all the work put into it, and all the effort and whatever. Well, I needed a cordless battery grinder, and I came across this on eBay. It works with Makita batteries. It has the sensor of the battery. It doesn't work. It doesn't tell you if it's charged or not, but whatever. It does the job. It's to cut small bits and bobs, cost me 18 quid, so I can't complain about it as long as it does the job. So, cheap tool if you have Makita battery. Hello guys, and that's it for this chapter. As you can see, fucking mess around. I still have to find a 15 teeth sprocket for a 420 chain. That is the original one from the CB200, and I think this one is a 428, something like that. I could use this one if these slots were 5mm like this one, but unfortunately they're 4mm, so I need to go for a sprocket that can fit this chain, not this one, but like this with the center. And that's it for today. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, subscribe please, and let's wait for the next chapter. The engine is already put in place, all the brackets is completely tied up. Just need to try to see if I'm going to fit the CM125 electrics or the CB200 electrics. Already trimmed here too. I will weld a plate lower down here so the seat can sit a little bit lower, and got good compression, so fingers crossed. See you in the next chapter.